If you have trouble relaxing, that's feminine energy. If you have trouble letting go of control, that's feminine energy. If you have trouble having fun without feeling constant stress, that's feminine energy. Hello, my angel, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're going to talk about feminine energy and how to heal your feminine energy. So if you saw the last video on this series, then you'll have seen that I've talked about how to heal your masculine energy. This is because whether you're a woman, whether you're a man, whether you're looking for a relationship or not, in order to lead a healthy life, a balanced life, you need to be in your healthy masculine energy, and you also need to have your healthy feminine energy. So depending on where you fall on the spectrum, you're probably going to have a default mode of how much masculine energy and how much feminine energy and what qualities that manifests as. But the point is, you need to take care of both sides of you. So a lot of women think that they have wounded feminine energy, and that's why they're repelling masculine men, that's why they're repelling money, that's why they feel ill, they feel sick, they feel like their hormones are out of control. And I'm here to tell you that it may not be your feminine energy, it may be your masculine energy. So if you're not really sure, then go back and watch the first video where it explains what exactly that means to have masculine energy, because in this video we're going to talk about purely feminine. So if you have trouble setting boundaries, that's masculine energy. If you have trouble with discipline and motivation, masculine energy. If you have trouble following through on things that you have decided for yourself, masculine energy. If you have trouble with people pleasing and telling people no, that's masculine energy. So in terms of feminine energy, this has more to do with being able to surrender, being able to receive, being able to receive help, being able to receive love, being able to receive money. This quality, this energy, it's so important if you want to be in a healthy relationship, because you're going to need to be able to surrender and be able to receive that love and providing and care from your partner. Healing your masculine and feminine energy will improve your relationships so much. So if you have trouble relaxing, that's feminine energy. If you have trouble letting go of control, that's feminine energy. If you have trouble having fun without feeling constant stress, that's feminine energy. Feminine energy represents flow, it represents nurturing, caring for others. It represents the shadow side. It represents the things that you don't necessarily see. So masculine energy is very tangible, it's very structured. Feminine energy is more so unseen. It's not the obvious thing that you're going to be able to pick up on. So by the end of this video, you will know how to heal your feminine energy. If you have issues with spirituality, that's also your feminine energy, because the feminine is the unknown. The feminine is what requires blind faith sometimes. Obviously, every situation is different, and when I work with people one-on-one, I try to see what their current outcomes are and see in what areas are lacking, and then dive into the thoughts, the beliefs around that, the emotions around that, and from there you're able to figure out if you have an issue with masculine or feminine energy. Okay, so let's get right into it. I have my notes here. Healing your feminine energy. Essentially, you're healing the soul. You're healing the inner child, the shadow self. So this is all about being comfortable with being vulnerable, being comfortable with being raw and authentic and honest. This is not so much trying to look out for yourself and, you know, close off to others to protect yourself. That's more so the masculine energy that is your protector. It sets your boundaries. It helps protect you from energy vampires and people who are taking advantage of you. But when you're in your feminine, you're surrendered, you're open, you're receiving. In order for you to really be able to activate that feminine and heal that feminine, you have to feel safe. The feminine cannot come out, she cannot thrive unless she feels safe and protected, which is why I told you you need to heal your masculine energy first. Because if you have wounded masculine, your feminine is not going to be able to come out and thrive. Think about it like when there's a parent and a child, right? The parent is more of that masculine figure because it represents structure, rules, responsibilities. So if the parents have no rules for their kids, they don't have any structure in their family whatsoever, the kids are probably going to be spoiled brats. They're probably going to misbehave, not know how to behave properly, not know how to act, and just be crazy and all over the place. But when the parents give that discipline and that structure and allow the kids to play within their safe space, then the kids are more well behaved. It's the same thing for masculine and feminine energy. If your masculine energy isn't present, it's not setting those rules, it's not setting those structures, it has no authority, no responsibility, your feminine energy is going to run wild. It's going to become this like spoiled brat, this entitled brat that's just going to want everything, not want to do anything, be very lazy, be very problematic, be very toxic. What a lot of women think is honoring their emotions, it's not really honoring their emotions because they've given all the power to this toxic, like bratty feminine energy without having that support from the masculine. So they're just going in a spiral of craziness, right? That's why when you meet certain people that aren't balanced in their energy, something is wrong. Think about it like you're planting a beautiful flower. You need a pot, you need a container, and then you can put in the dirt and then you can put in the flower. If you just throw all the dirt on the floor and throw all the seeds everywhere, maybe they'll grow, maybe they won't. But if there's no support, if there's no healthy soil, if there's no like land or any healthy structure, if you just throw it out on the concrete, chances are it's not gonna get the most beautiful plant possible. It's gonna grow into vines and weeds, and it's gonna just scatter all over the place. It's not going to be organized. It's not going to be the beautiful flower that you're trying to grow. So you need both masculine and feminine energy. Okay, so there's many ways that you can heal and nurture and activate that feminine energy within you. But I'm just going to give you a few to get you started, okay? The first and easiest way is to have some fun. Tap into your creativity, do something for the purpose of having fun, for the purpose of pleasure. Pleasure is very feminine. Giving into pleasure and surrendering to pleasure is very feminine. It's very playful. Only when it's done in a safe space. So that's why I keep telling you, like, you have to make sure your masculine energy is there before you practice all of this, because if you follow this advice and your masculine energy is still very wounded, then you may actually be making your situation worse. So keep that in mind. I don't want to keep telling you because I feel like I've already told you, but first masculine energy, then feminine energy. Okay, you can go back and forth. You're going to have layers to it, but just make sure that if you're going to practice feminine energy, that you're in a safe space where you feel like there's structure, you're doing what you need to do, responsibilities, and all this stuff. Now, a lot of women actually don't have wounded masculine, they only have wounded feminine. So if that's the case, then you're good. Don't worry, you're already responsible, you already have structure in your life, you're already disciplined, fantastic. But if that's not the case, then please don't keep watching feminine energy videos, because if you keep following that advice and you don't establish that structure, you're gonna ruin your life. You will ruin your life, okay? Don't do it. Another way to tap into that feminine is by doing what your inner child would do. So a lot of inner child work, inner child healing, if you do shadow work prompts, maybe you like journaling, all of these things to kind of dig deep and figure out what that suppressed side of you actually wants. When you start to bring that up and start to absorb that and accept yourself for who you are, that is very feminine, because you are allowing yourself to just be and just enjoy the things that you like to enjoy. Now, there's so many fun activities you could do that are going to naturally bring out your feminine. I have some written down. Dancing is great for this, especially if you have ever done somatic dance, which is essentially non-choreographed. You just put on music that you enjoy and you allow your body to move in the way that you feel you want to move. You don't have rules. You know, it's better to do that alone, because if you have people watching you, you're probably going to want to look a certain type of way. But when you're by yourself, you're able to really just move your body in the way your body wants to move. That can be extremely healing. It can be extremely healing to just be in your body and let it move in all the weird, crazy ways it wants to move. Another way is through arts and crafts. So anything that's like creating something, you know, like painting, drawing, puzzles, handmade goods. Maybe you like making candles, or cooking, baking, creating something beautiful, creating any type of art. Maybe you like working with clay. Maybe your version of art is doing your makeup in a certain type of way, or doing your hair in a certain type of way, or getting, you know, doing your nails and painting them in a fun way, and painting little designs on your nails. Even if it's not great, you know, just expressing that creativity, okay? Another way is literally anything that has to do with self-care. So anything that has to do with pampering yourself, taking a bath, going to the sauna, going to the steam room, going to the beach, getting some sun, reading a book, listening to an audiobook, listening to a podcast, relaxing, anything at all that has to do with taking care of yourself, that's going to help you relax into your feminine. So maybe you want to do a hair treatment, or you want to like lather yourself up in delicious oils and creams and lotions and all that fun stuff. So, okay, another thing that is very feminine is luxury. Luxurious treatment, spoiling yourself. So a good way that you can start doing this without actually having to go and spend money on things is by using the things that you have that are more expensive. So if you have certain jewelry that you only save for special occasions, use it. Use it just because you're going to go to the grocery store. Okay? If you have certain like workout clothes or outfits or things that you only save for like certain special occasions, wear them. Okay, wear them now. Start using all of these things that you usually save for special occasions, right? Eat those delicious meals now. Stop saving that sauce for the special pasta night. Like, use it today. You know, that was so random, but you know what I mean. Like, stop hoarding things, because when you're in a place where you're like saving things for a rainy day, or you're saving things for a special occasion, you're essentially telling yourself that every day isn't a special occasion. And that's kind of the opposite of what the feminine represents. The feminine represents staying present in the moment, loving life in the moment, thriving in the moment, living for today, living for the now. So the feminine is not concerned with, oh, I'm gonna wear these earrings when there's a wedding or a special event. The feminine is like, oh, these are my best earrings, I like them, and I want to look pretty today, so I'm gonna wear them. She's not concerned with like future planning, right? That's why I'm telling you, I'll tell you again. I know it's getting repetitive at this point, but I really want you to really get it in your head that you need to have that masculine energy groundwork done, because if you're just in your feminine and she's all present in the moment, your future is gonna go downhill because you have no plans, you have no goals, right? The masculine is the structure that's going to set those goals, create those plans, create those routines, right? Set a routine for you, decide on the habits that you need to have. And then the feminine is able to then say, okay, I have the rules, I know what rules to follow, I know how much I can grow, how much I can play. Like, think about the flower in the pot, right? The masculine energy is the pot. It contains the flower, it contains the feminine. And so now the feminine can do whatever she wants within her structure because she knows that she's safe. Another way that you can heal your feminine is by being alone. So as a feminine being, other people naturally feed off of your energy because feminine energy is just intoxicating. People don't even know what it is most of the time, but they feel it. They can feel it off of you, especially if you're healed. If you have balanced masculine and feminine, you're extremely magnetic. So people want to be around you, right? Oftentimes this can get very draining. So taking time to say, you know what? My health and well-being is more important. I'm going to spend some time alone and detox from everyone else. Because sometimes you need to really detox from other people's energy. Sometimes other people's energy is so ingrained in our day-to-day lives that we feel like we're becoming that person. So sometimes you need to separate yourself from others and have some time alone so you can remember who you are. Okay, so anything that has to do with journaling or doing affirmations or listening to meditations, visualizing, all of these spiritual things will connect you to your feminine if you are in a safe place, like I said. Another way to activate your feminine is to ask other people for help. So a big part of feminine energy is being able to receive. Because if you're trying to be in a relationship where you have a masculine male provider, you need to be able to receive what he's providing you, right? A lot of women actually have issues receiving, and so they could have the guy that's willing to give them these things, but because they're trying to do everything themselves, like as the woman, then that repels the men that you're trying to attract because you are so insistent on taking care of everything, planning everything, doing everything. You just want to control everything and give to others and whatnot. And then that will actually repel the type of man that you're looking for, which is the man that's going to want to provide for you and take care of you. You can ask for something small, you can ask for something big. Just ask for help. Ask for some things. Because when you train yourself to allow other people to help you, even if they don't do it perfectly, you're accepting it and you're able to receive that assistance. You're able to receive that gift that someone else has given you by making your life easier. So if you already have a partner, ask them for help. Okay, if you have people that you work with, ask them for help. Ask them for assistance. Stop trying to do everything yourself. Start allowing other people to do things for you. And you will realize that other people love doing things for people that are grateful. So if someone does something for me, they're happy to have done something for me. They didn't do something for me and then they're like, oh, I had to do this for Patty. Ugh, so annoying. No, they're happy to help me because I'm surrendered in my feminine. I know how to receive. I know how to express gratitude. And they actually feel like they have gained something from doing something for me. So that is the kind of mindset that you want to have. When you allow others to do something for you, you're not just the only person that's gaining something. They're gaining something as well. They have an opportunity to do something nice for you. That is a gift that you're giving them. When someone has an opportunity to give something, that helps them feel better as well, not just the person receiving the thing. You've experienced this before. When you get someone a gift and you see how they react and they're so happy with the gift and they love the gift, it makes you feel so good. It fills you up. It's the same thing the other way around. When other people help you with things, they feel so good about themselves. You're actually giving them a gift as well. Remember that. You are not a burden. You are a princess, you're a goddess, you're a queen, maybe you're a king, I don't know, but you are it. Act like it, okay? Another way that you can practice being in your feminine is when you're having a conversation with someone, let them speak more. Start to activate your ability to listen to things. Actually listen to what other people are saying. Make sure that you are present in the conversation. And if you have a disagreement, don't make the other person feel judged. When someone is able to come to you, especially a man, when a man is able to come to you as a woman and tell you something about himself, and even if you don't agree, if you accept him for who he is, that is so, it feels amazing to them, okay? And it feels amazing to you too, because here's the thing. Feminine does not care what other people are doing. Think about like a cat, right? A cat is not obsessed with you. A cat is not following you around everywhere. I mean, some cats are, but for the stereotype, right? Cats are more, distant. They'll come and play with you when they feel like it, and if they don't feel like it, they're not going to play with you. Try to adopt that energy where, you want this person to have things in common with you. You want them to be on the same page and be aligned with you. But if they're not, that's okay with you. That's not going to take away from your life. It's not going to take away from your happiness. And that also makes other people feel very seen, very heard. And when other people feel that way, they're more likely to give that energy back to you and make you feel more seen and make you feel more heard. And that's not what this video is about, but if you want to influence your partner, or if you want to change people's minds, it's a lot easier to do when they feel good about themselves, not when you're trying to argue and convince someone. Like, you're much better off not arguing, letting them believe whatever they want to believe, and then taking an alternative approach, taking a calmer approach to influence this person over time. That's a lot more effective than trying to butt heads with someone and tell them, no, it has to be my way, this is what I want, blah, 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 blah. Obviously, depending on the situation, you may have to show up differently. You may have to show up more in your masculine or more in your feminine. It's up to you to start having that discernment to figure out when it's appropriate and how you feel. So when you listen to your intuition, when you're connected to that, you're going to be able to naturally feel in what situations you need to be more firm, more masculine, and then in what situations you can sort of relax, let go more, surrender more, and be more in your feminine. Remember, this is not going to be an overnight change. These things take practice because you've been trained to be a certain way most of your life, and now that you're watching this content and you're learning more about yourself and learning more about how to improve, it's going to take some time. Oftentimes when we hear new information that resonates with us, we think, oh my gosh, wow, this changed my life. And it's almost like our mindset has changed overnight, but everything else hasn't. So our reality hasn't changed yet, our habits haven't changed yet, our ways of being haven't truly changed yet because we've just heard the information. And so we think that because, okay, I understand this makes sense, I'm just gonna change now. It's a lot easier said than done. So it's gonna take time. Be patient with yourself. But the key is to not give up, okay? If you love this kind of content and you want to work with me one-on-one, then feel free to check out the links in my description where you have so many different options, okay? If you have any questions, let me know in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Love you. Mwah.